Hi, this is Olga from WholesaleUSADresses.com. Wholesale clothing overruns is a closeout category that refers to clothing that was overproduced by a factory. A clothing overrun can happen for various reasons. Understanding the reason that lead towards the overproduction of the clothes can help you make the right buying decision. Overruns can occur for many reasons, although these are the primary reasons in my experience. A factory has become accustomed to receiving orders for an average quantity of clothes every month. One month, the factory experiences a substantial drop in orders but has still produced the same quantity of clothing since it's expected to receive more orders. Another reason is because a factory might decide that the incremental cost to produce an extra 100 or 1000 dresses is minimal. In other words, the cost of the added material might be very low, and since the machines are already running, it might be very worthwhile for the factory to produce the additional dresses. If there is an of available clothing due to a drop in orders, then you need to be careful. You might not want to buy clothing that other wholesale buyers have decided to cut their orders for. They might have a very good reason for why they are no longer interested in ordering that clothing. Perhaps the fashion trends are changing and there is no longer a demand for that style. On the other hand, the wholesalers might have cut their orders because of microeconomic factors, such as a slowdown in the economy which they serve. Or maybe the fashion trends have changed only in the markets which they are supplying products to. If the market that you supply merchandise is still vibrant, or your customers still like the styles of the clothing, then you should consider purchasing the fashion overruns. As far as the second reason for why overruns happen, which is that the factories keep the machines running, you need to aware of the following. If the clothing is based on the intellectual property of a brand or designer, then you need to obtain permissions from the brand or designer to purchase that clothing. But if the clothing is generic or is based on intellectual property that belongs to the factory, such as their own designs and brand, then you should be able to purchase it. In the first situation, the factory might be under pressure to sell the clothing since it was expecting orders that never materialized. You should be able to negotiate a very low closeout price for their apparel. In the second situation, the factory specifically manufactured the garment for wholesale purposes, so the factory will not be as inclined to give you a really low closeout price. Your determination as far as purchasing any apparel overruns should be based on the demand of your customers. No price is low enough if your customers don't want the products. On the other hand, even a seemingly high wholesale price can be fine if you can still make a profit when you resell the merchandise. When purchasing overruns, you need to take great care in ensuring that garments are in excellent condition. If the garments have been sitting in storage for an extended period of time, then they can lose their luster due to humidity or other weather-related effects. There are many storage facilities that have climate-controlled facilities, so the length of time the garments are stored might not be an issue in this case. But still, you generally do not want to purchase overruns that have been in storage for a long time. The longer the items have been stored, for more of a chance there is that the styles are outdated. This would not be an issue if either the styles are very generic, such as with blank t-shirts, briefs, sports socks, and other similar items. Even if the item has a unique style that is outdated, it might still work for your customers. For example, let's say you purchase a lot of overrun baseball caps. The baseball caps might have a design based on a popular sporting event that already took place. If your customers don't mind, since they might not be sports fan, then you might still be able to sell those baseball caps for them. But if the style is so unique that your customers simply won't like it, then you should pass on the closeout. Another important factor is the actual quality of the overruns. It is possible that the reason of the factory received less orders is because the quality of the clothing has gone down or the excess clothing that was produced was not made with the exact same material as the first run. Since overruns denotes that the merchandise is extra, you also want to be careful not to purchase a clothing style for which there is a flood of it in the market. For example, if a group of factories collectively have hundreds of thousands of overruns of a specific blouse style and the market can only absorb a few thousand units at most, then you would not want to purchase that blouse. On the other hand, if you can purchase those blouses for less than other wholesale buyers will, and you can turn them over before other sellers gain access to those blouses, then you might decide to take advantage of that closeout. The value of overruns, like every other product category, are subject to the forces of supply and demand. Ideally, you would want to develop a relationship with the factory so that you would have the opportunity to purchase their excess production as it available. And remember, since there likely will be more excess production in the future, your goal should be to quickly move the merchandise that you purchase. You also want to be in a position where you can buy more of their extra apparel as it becomes available. If you are not in position to buy the apparel, the factory will look for another buyer and you can possibly lose your connection. Factories will be happy to have one solid contact that they can rely on, so be that contact. Please visit our wholesale warehouse in New York.